Hi again, everybody. Welcome. We've spoken in the past about computer modules and for GMs and Fords. And when it comes to the Asian cars, there's no difference. The only difference is each manufacturer will use different abbreviations for the pins. And that's the difficult part because you really don't know what it stands for, that abbreviation. So the best way to do it is I always use the method. I always look first what it's connected to. So if we pull out a little, let's say over here, these first three, the terminals, the pins, A32, A49, A48, these have something to do with the data lines, the serial data lines, which is the modules communicating with digital pulses to the other ones to see exchanging information, what's going on. Always when you see can low, can high, that's the protocol for the computer data lines, the serial data lines. Now, when we come back up here, let's say we come back up here. I come over here at this one, BKSW. What does that mean? Many times I also question it. I say, what is that abbreviation for? I come back up here. I see what it's connected to. I follow the line and I say, okay, brake pedal position switch. That means when I'm on the brake pedal, I'm pressing it, this switch is closed. Current can flow from here to here into this one, into A8. So this makes it an input, as I designated, but with an I for input. So this will get 12 volts through the brake pedal over here, telling the PCM the driver is on the brake pedal. So that's how I do it. Now let's take another example now. Okay? Over here, MRLY. What does it mean? No idea. Let's see what it's connected to. Come over here. Main relay. That makes sense. What does it do? It goes through here, through this coil of the wire. It comes back over here, and it probably gives it a ground. We have 12 volts on one side, and we have ground through the computer, giving it a ground. Therefore, it activates this relay, main relay. So now I can understand MRLY stands for main relay. It's a control line, giving it a ground. Now let's come back to the APP sensors over here. Let me pull back. Obviously, the electronic brake pedal now, obviously, years ago it was with a cable. It was much more simpler. Now everything is electronics, like I keep on stressing the point. So therefore, when you're on the pedal, there's the sensors, and they sense the height of the pedal, knowing how much you're pressing on the gas pedal, giving the signal to the computer. The computer says, "Okay, now I know how much he's pressing on it," activating the proper fuel mixture for that. All this is electronically. So these two are involved. There's two APP sensors over here for this accelerator position sensor over here. So therefore, this one over here, we learned before, whenever you see, this is one sensor. This is a potentiometer. It's a resistor, let's say, that you vary, that you change. Over here, you're changing the voltage. This is called the wiper. The middle one is called the wiper. You're going back and forth. You're sliding it here, and you're sliding it to the top. At one point, you're at 5 volts, because the reference for this is 5 volts. At another point, you're at 0 volts. When you're at the midpoint, considering this is at the midpoint, you're at 2.5 volts, half of the reference voltage. So let's say, for example, this would be 10 volts. Instead of 5 volts reference. So one side would be 10 volts, the other side will be 0 volts. The middle would be 5 volts. Which is the signal wire telling the information? Always look at the middle one. This is the one I have highlighted. This is the middle one, see? Right here, APSB. This is giving the information to the computer how much you're pressing on the gas pedal. As you notice, we have a ground, we have a VCC also over here. VCC is another word for the voltage, the main B plus voltage. So we have two of them over here. They both work the same, but if one fails, another one works. You don't want to lose control of obviously the gas pedal. With some making models, if you do lose control or there's no sensors working for that gas pedal, you won't start that car. The car will not let you start if that pedal does not start. That's a dangerous situation, isn't it? Right? So it'll shut it off and you'll get codes for it. Anyway, now let's look at the other ones. Like I said, look at all these abbreviations. We don't know what they mean. They go to other lines. We won't be concerned with that. We'll be concerned with whatever is visible on the page. Any sensors or component symbols, whatever is here, that's what we're dealing with. So the famous map sensor over here. We know one of them has to be a signal line back to the computer. Why would I say that? Because it's giving information to the computer. And usually if we go back over here, map sensor, that's an input. So we know the signal or the information or the data is coming back from here, giving the PCM the information, what's about load, about vacuum, all the very important details, how to control the fuel, the air-fuel mixture. And you also have other ones over here. You have sensors for the speed sensor on the input shaft, and you have one on the output shaft. So this defines or sets obviously the gear shift, which gear you're in. So this vital information, where does it go to? It has to go to the computer. As you can see, it goes back to the computer. See over here? It goes back to the computer. If you follow the line here, let me zoom out. So basically sensors, they have to go back to the computer. You just have to follow the line where it goes to. Any sensor, whether it's this, whether it's a mass airflow sensor, intake air temperature sensor. So you always, if you're not sure of the abbreviation, this is my technique. Go see where it's connected to, right? Usually if it's the middle one sometimes is the signal, giving it back. The other two is a ground and a voltage. VCC, it's like IG, which is ignition voltage, 12 volts. Or in this case, 5 volts. So I hope this was helpful. Please go to my channel, Joe Electronic Schematic for Auto. To see more videos on diagnostics, go my other channel, which was actually the original Automotive channel. I changed it, but anyway, Automotive Electronic Schematics for Joseph. That's also another channel. Thanks.